The number of young kids becoming sick after getting their hands on nicotine products like pouches and vapes, it has skyrocketed in recent years. According to a new study, U.S. poison centers reported more than 130,000 cases of nicotine poisonings in kids under the age of 6 between 2010 and 2023. Now, that same study, published by the American Academy of Pediatrics, it found an increase in poisonings of 763% in just 3 years. NBC News medical analyst Dr. Vin Gupta joins us now. Dr. Gupta, it's great to see you this Monday. Look, frankly, this is a very startling trend. It correlates with what we know, right? The surge in sales of nicotine pouches like Zyn. My question to you, are those products just as harmful as regular cigarettes?
They can be, Morgan. It's good to see you. They definitely can be, especially the kids. This study really focused on the harms of nicotine pouches, which you can just put into your mouth and suck on them. If you're trying to get off cigarettes, this is an option adults sometimes use. The liquid that goes into vaping mechanisms that people then vape, those also are things that can be potentially harmful to children. That's the focus of the study, saying that basically these things look like candy to kids, and it can cause a range of side effects.
What does it do to their bodies, especially to young, growing, developing bodies?
You know, in a highly concentrated toxic level, so this is what we're talking about here. If kids just sucking on a few of them, they don't know what they're doing, especially babies up to, say, a year and a half of age. This increases a baby's heart rate. So that's what nicotine does. It's a stimulant to all of our bodies, but especially to a young person, increases your heart rate, ultimately to the point that your heart can't actually keep up and causes fatal arrhythmias. It can cause respiratory depression, so you're not breathing the way you should, in addition to things like seizures. So this could be very fatal very quickly in young people because they can't metabolize it quickly.
You know what's interesting was that nearly all of the cases in this study, they happened at home. So how can we help sort of reduce the prevalence of these incidents at home?
Yes, I'm glad you're bringing this up. So this is key. Often parents do not know that, say, their younger kids, if you're in a multi-generational household, if you have multiple kids of varying ages, let's say you have a teenager and you also have a toddler, that their teenager might be utilizing some of these products they don't even know. And so it's important to have a conversation if that's your family structure with your teenagers to say if they're utilizing any of these products, to one, talk about it, and two, to make sure that they're taking appropriate precautions to safely store in a locked bin lozenges or these packets of nicotine or vaping cartridges. Ideally, they stop in the first place, but safe locked bins is critical, and that goes for adults as well. Even if you don't have kids that are older, locked bins is really critical.
You know, if someone's trying to quit, of course, you can just quit and not, do nicotine. But are there healthier alternatives, like something that would maybe help wean people off of this?
There are, different things that one could do. There's cognitive behavioral therapy, which sometimes works. Some people try it to good effect. I'm a pulmonologist. I've seen this work for people trying to quit cigarettes. There's nicotine replacement therapy that is non-nicotine based. There are other medications like varenicline that you can really look to. There's no FDA-approved medications like cysteine that people can look to as well.
One of my favorite doctors and favorite people. Thank you so much, Dr. Vin Gupta. We always appreciate your expertise.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.